Week 36, and this week is was my last week in Pine Bluff, and it was rather an interesting one, to say the least. And yeah, after emails and such, we made brownies for the Cantwells because we were having a Bible study with them, and we were gonna bike, but my tire still ends up getting a flat, so we ended up just driving. So there must have been some leak, which in the week after I end up patching it, but I'll tell that next week. But it's my bike has some problems. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just yelling fine. They also came to church as well yesterday. That day, that Sunday as well. That previous Sunday, and that was awesome. And they just loved the brownies and all. After studies, after the Come Follow Me study, we come back home. We called Bill, our friend, and we're like, "Hey, we're still good to go to the temple tomorrow?" He's like, "I'm glad you called because I can't find your number. Turns out I can't go." And I'm like, "No." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "I have a doctor's appointment I have to go to, and I can't get out of it because I've been slacking it out for a while." I was like, "Oh, dang." So that was very sad. It was worth a try. And Tuesday rolls around, and it's a slightly bump, but it gets better at the end. But we had contact attempts. We had a lot of contact attempts as usual, and all of them fell through. We talked to a few people. Then we talked with Kimberly a little bit, the one about the Plan of Salvation, and she ended up, after reading the chapter, she started reading the Book of Mormon, started marking things up. We're like, "Wow, that's awesome. Keep doing that. That's great." And after visiting that town, in that corner of the area, we go up and we visit this less active member who's super cool. And we're sitting there talking, and then his friend calls. He's like, "Huh?" They start talking. He's like, "Yeah, I'm with the missionaries." And he's like, "You mean the Mormon missionaries?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, can I talk to them real quick?" I was like, "Oh, this is the missionaries." And he's like, "Yo, y'all should bring by a book, and because I actually met with missionaries so long ago, and I want to learn more." And the less active member's like, "What?" And it was like, it was just really surprising. And then after we hang up, he's like, "I never expected that." Wow. Okay, so cool, you got a referral. And we're like, "Yeah, sweet." And we didn't have Bible study that night because apparently they had a family over, but just a lot of that stuff there was just like, wow, what the heck. Then Wednesday rolls around. We try to get the Andersons to come to the temple with us, but that didn't work out. I really wanted to go so bad. It's like every force was going against us just to not go, and it was really sad. After a while, we just did a couple more things, and then we visited this guy named Paul, And we had a super good discussion with him. And we talked about baptism. We started reading 2 Nephi 31. And he had some really good questions that we helped answered, and he thought it was super cool. We tried another guy that didn't work out. We talked with Teresa for a little bit, and we talked about promised blessings and all, because that's always important. And Sister Wilson got us pizza at the church. We played basketball with some of the younger kids for a little bit. And then we had Book of Mormon study class, and then came home and just did contacting, because, it's kind of the end of the day. Typical. Yeah. But Thursday rolls around, and we had district council talk about working with members and the importance of it, because once you have that member relationship, it starts building up. And it gets better. And next thing you know, they're in the font. In salvation. Yeah. That's what we want. And then after we went to Chili's, the place is good. And had some tacos, because tacos are pasta. Then we had Trinity Village. Monday, Tuesday. Was it? Yeah, it's Thursday. We did Trinity Village on Thursday. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. There's something going on that day with Trinity Village. I forgot. It's been a while. Then we did companionship study and all. Yeah, it was just one of those days again where it's like we weren't able to talk to people, because we had everything else we needed to do. Trinity Village, companionship study, then we had war correlation, talked with Rogny for a while. The guy's hilarious. And just ended the day. So that day was just like, yeah. Then Friday we actually went with Brother Turley and Brother Ramey out for a little bit, and we visited a few people. We visited the Andersons for a little bit, and then after, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm a mess. We visited Teresa, and she really enjoyed us stopping by, talking with her. And then we got Taco Bell, and then we left the Trinity Village after. Helped with the Easter party. That's why. The Easter party, and you know what's interesting? In the retirement home there was a lot of people who knew quite a bit about the church, because they had good impressions. Some people lived in Salt Lake. Someone knew someone who was a member. And they're like, yeah, they were good people. Loved it. They were great people and whatever. And they asked a couple questions now and then. But it's really nice to see how that actually happened, that came about. And then we had dinner at the Pierces after. And Brother Anderson, not Tony, another Brother Anderson who actually was part of the military, he was talking about him taking photos, and I looked at the photos and I was quite jealous by beyond compare, because they're super good photos. I was like, ugh, please stop showing off. I love it. Please stop. But it's fine. And then we grabbed Elder Horman's gear, drove up to Altheimer, and I started exchanges with Elder Probst there in Pine Bluff. Yeah. And Saturday rolled around, and it was pretty good. We did bingo at Trinity Village for the first time that Saturday, and they played bingo there on that Saturday differently than they do the other days, and I was confused for a little bit. Man, I finally get it figured out after a little bit, and then I talked to this one old lady who, of course, her daughter dated a member of the church, and she asked a couple questions. That was super cool. And Elder Probst was talking to this guy who he thought was a legend. He was pretty cool though. The guy was pretty cool. We always saw him playing dominoes when we first walked in. He played bingo with everyone as well, so that was awesome. We went to lunch and we visited. We had lunch and then we went out visiting people going up the chain. So we visited Brother Beck. Elder Probst and Brother Beck were just on a talking spree back and forth with each other with all this hunting stuff because they were both hunters and whatever, and that was good. It was a nice little bond moment. And we went to Tim's house and actually taught him the plan of salvation, and it was going super well until his brother showed up picking him up for them visiting someone else in the family. I was like, dang it! Come on. We were having a good conversation here. And then we walked around this guy, and we started talking to this guy. He's like, yeah, I'll come to church tomorrow. He ended up not. And so we're like, cool, whatever, we'll see you tomorrow. But he still didn't show up, sadly. We headed to Teresa's, and we just walked around that area, and we ran into Eddie, the guy who has problems with Elder Horman some days. And he's talking with Elder Probst and I, and Elder Probst says something, and he's like, well, see, I like you, because you made me think with that. He's like, and it's like, it's all about the thinking. And yeah, that was pretty funny. Later that night, I'll tell you later, but we posted on Facebook and all. We cooked hamburgers, and that was a little struggle, just doing that. And also that night was transfer news, and we're sitting there struggling with hamburgers, trying to figure out all this other stuff, and then we get transfer news. The Probst gets his email, and I'm like, okay, refresh. Refresh. Why is it not getting? Let's refresh. I'm not getting it. Refresh. It's not showing up. Elder Probst sent me your PDF, and I look at this PDF. I'm like looking at it. My name. Pine Bluff. I'm not in the area. I'm looking through the whole map just to make sure it's like I'm not there. And I'm like, where am I going? What the heck? It's like I didn't expect to get transferred. And 15 minutes later, I finally get the area. First thing I see, Memphis North Zone. First thing that pops into my head. Man, I get to try. I gotta cross the river again. I'm just like, gosh dang it. So I look at it and I'm just looking through. It's like, okay, looking through all these areas. I see Trenton, Elder Hunter, Elder Houghton. I was like, I get to go to Trenton. And I was like, wow. I'm going to Trenton. Wow. I was like super surprised. I was like, I'm going to Trenton. Huh. And Elder Lee's my zone leader. Huh. And at the time I was like, Elder Hunter. I was like, I've seen his name on Facebook before. He's like, I think you went to high school with me. I can't remember though. He graduated a year earlier than I did. So yeah. And then that was that day. Then Easter Sunday. Yay, everything was a little sad that I had to leave. A lot of people, no one came to church, but a lot of the less actives did. I also got the pants my grandma got me, and they were super nice. I'm actually wearing one of them right now. It's super cool. I got photos with the bird songs. They're great. I'm gonna miss them. And then we went to Bill's, and we talked with him for a while, and I said goodbye to him. Super cool. Then we went to the Rogneys and had a good time there. Helped the kids, helped the daughter's little son find Easter eggs and all, and just had little miracles there. That was super cool, and we took like a district photo, like 3/4 of a district photo, and we also, oh my goodness, and took photos with them and the district photo, whatever, and that was super. That was actually really fun taking the photos. And then we came home, finished weekly planning, studied, and I started packing too. I also used the vacuum bags I bought a couple of weeks prior, and they're starting to help out. They actually helped out a lot. But yeah, my last week in Pine Bluff unexpectedly. You don't see that on a daily basis, but I had a really good time in Pine Bluff. A lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, it's a terrible area. This." It's like, yeah, they call it Crime Bluff, but I didn't run into anything too bad, so that's good. But yeah, that was my week. Hope y'all doing well. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.